Greetings and salutations, pipe smoking community. Skipsy, why are you laying on the table? Well, because Boontar and I thought that I should show you guys a little bit of what goes into these artist trading cards that I'm making for our contest. First of all, I guess it's kind of interesting if you're into that kind of thing. And secondly, it just kind of shows you guys what I'm putting into it, I guess. And I'm also sharing with you something that I enjoy doing. I'm really liking doing these cards for this contest. So, the one that I'm going to show you guys today is this one. This is the card that will go to the winner of the history portion of the contest, which actually hasn't been announced yet. But it will be soon. Boontar's out on the road right now, but when he gets home, we'll probably be making a video to announce it. This is actually the idea, one of the ideas that I came up with for one of the portions of our contest, is for the history of Ireland. Ireland has a very troubled history, but they're a very resilient nation, and where they could be very cynical, jaded, and bitter, they really aren't. And I think that's something that I kind of admire about them, is their eternal optimism and just plodding on through whatever. So, first of all, what I did is I decorated the background. I painted it, and then I didn't really have I never have a concrete idea of what I'm going to do. It just kind of happens as I go through the process. So what I did is I painted the background and just kind of played with it. I put multiple layers down. See, here's some plaid paper right here that you can see sticking out right there. Right there. So that was a layer, and then there's some green stuff right here. That was another layer. Just some more paper, and then I kind of painted a little bit and played with it. And then I decided, you know what, this is the history, so I think we're going to start with the Celts. And I did some Celtic knotwork right there. I actually traced that from a book onto a piece of tissue paper, and then used this amazing stuff right here. I love this product. This is amazing. It's glazing medium, and what it's made for is for acrylic painting. It actually puts a finish on your work that makes it kind of glossy. I like the glossy kind of finish thing. But it's also very water resistant, which is going to come into play here in a little while. So I put that on there, and then I painted it with sparkly and gold paint to give it a little bit of sparkle, because I thought it needed a little sparkle. And then what I did is I took a book that I've been using as some source material, and I copied a page out of it. And the page that I copied comes from the Michael Collins section. Michael Collins he's called the Big Fella. They called him Big Fella because he was huge. This guy was tall, and he was built like a brick shithouse. And he was very instrumental in the formation of the IRA and the citizens' fight against England and the powers that be at the time to gain Ireland's independence. I've actually got here what had been known as the Irish Republican Brotherhood was now renamed the Irish Republican Army. So he kind of took that in a different direction and said, hey guys, I've learned about what was going on in the Boer Wars, or the Bear Wars, Boer Wars, and these are the tactics that they were using. They were very successful. I think we should go ahead and do that too. And he did, and they were. So that's the section that's on here. I just took a piece of paper, I ripped it, I've painted it to look old. I've used some ink on it to make it look a little older and a little more aged. And just put that down, I glued it down, and then I used the glazing medium over top of it. Ireland now has their own country, their own flag, their own government. And their flag is the dark emerald green here, white, and orange. The green represents the Catholic factions. The white represents peace, and the orange represents the Protestant factions in Ireland. And that the two of these groups can hopefully find peace. I would venture to say that that is really what they want in Ireland, is the Irish themselves just want to get along and have a country and be left alone. The rivet here that I put in it, the hole, of course, it has everything on here is symbolic. I really wanted to do that with this one. The hole here, of course, represents all of the hole that has kind of been left in the heart of Ireland from everything that they've been through. Their history is just so horribly wretched. It's such a despair-filled, depressing story, really. But, you know, like I said, they're still persevering. They're still hanging in there. They're still doing what they do. The black thread represents all of the lives that have been lost through all of the struggles that Ireland has faced. Not just in trying to gain their independence, but also being under the rule of England and, you know, other countries or factions that have come in and tried to change them. And fighting, of course, has ensued and people have died. And not just that, but we've also got the Irish potato famine, which the rest of the world calls the Irish potato famine, but in Ireland, they call it the Great Famine. This is a picture of a painting that was done by an artist. I believe the artist was Irish, but it is about the common man in Ireland at the time who was starving, and all of their food was still being exported back to England rather than feeding the starving Irish. That was instrumental in Ireland really rebelling and wanting their independence. Millions of people died. Millions of people left the country. It completely changed the culture and demographics of Ireland. It's completely changed their history because of the Irish potato famine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a technique that I'm using on this. What I want to do is, this is the card for the performance. This is William Butler Yeats right here. He is a famous Irish author and poet and playwright. And there's going to be another video coming out with a little more information about that playbill that we're giving away in this prize pack. I've learned some more information about that. I'm going to be doing a different video about that later. But this is William Butler Yeats. What I've done with him is I made a copy of his picture that I got off the internet, just like this one. It has to be an inkjet printer. You have to use an inkjet printer for it because the ink needs to be water soluble. That's the key here, is having water soluble ink. So what you're going to do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to take the glazing medium and I'm going to put about 5 coats of it over this just with a paintbrush. I'm going to put it over the portion of the picture that I want, which is going to be the mother and her child here. And you'll just let it dry, and you do about 5 coats. You let it dry in between each coat, and you just let it sit. You want it to get nice and dry. And when you're done doing that, what you do is you take it and you take your surface and you make sure that the rest of the surface has already been coated in the glazing medium, because you want the rest of the surface to be water resistant. So I've coated this in glazing medium already. I'm going to finish coating this. I'm going to put 5 coats of glazing medium on this. Then what I'm going to do is take this picture, and using the glazing medium again, I'm going to use the glazing medium as glue to put it here on the card. And what I want to get is a transparent kind of a look over top of the words here, just like we have with good old Mr. Yeats here over top of the Celtic cross underneath him, so that you're still going to be able to see the words and the things that are behind here. Black and white works best. Color does not work very well. Black and white is excellent. So we're going to take it and we're going to glue it face down onto the card. And you're just going to let it dry. It needs to dry completely thoroughly. Let it dry, like overnight. So then I will come back, and after this is adhered to the card and it has dried, I'm going to take water and my finger, and I'm just going to get the paper on the back of it wet, and I'm just going to rub the paper off of it. What will be left, after you rub off all the paper, is this wonderful transparent transfer of the image that gives you this nice, you can still see through it, but you've got the picture there, you can still tell what the picture is, but you can see what's behind it. It gives you nice layers and dimension and depth in a collage. So that is what this is going to be getting. When this is finished, though, I will be coming back and doing another video kind of showing all of them off. But for now, that's what I'm doing. And I hope you all have enjoyed it, and you get to see kind of what goes into it and all that good stuff. So, stay tuned for a forthcoming contest announcement. Probably in the next day or two when Boontar gets home. See you guys. Bye.